March 2003. I don't understand what this money is for. Mike Portnoy was confused. His son Dave, who at first glance looked like Mark Zuckerberg with a goatee, just told him he wanted to start a newspaper. It was an idea the lawyer couldn't wrap his balding head around. What did that even mean? And of course, the younger Portnoy needed cash to get the venture off the ground, which is why his father was about to hand over the nest egg he and his wife Linda had saved for Dave to put towards grad school. They sat at the four-seat table in the kitchen of their home in Swampscott, Massachusetts. Apart from the white ceiling, the space was composed entirely of stained wood, with modest square windows lining the walls. The room appeared more like the cabin of a small boat, which helped to remind them that they were never too far from the water. Swampscott, once a prominent fishing town, belonged to Boston's North Shore. It was an apt location for Dave, the eventual self-proclaimed captain of the Barstool Sports pirate ship, to launch. Dave's father wore large, round spectacles, was slight of stature, and ran his own legal practice out of his house. The patriarch of the Portnoy family dealt with the complexities of the law and the bullshit he heard from dubious clients. This idea felt as if it belonged in the latter category. Dave explained this endeavor was going to be a kind of newspaper focused on two of his favorite pastimes, gambling and sports, and he was going to write all the articles. The problem was, Dave wasn't a writer, and Mike Portnoy's confidence in the editorial prowess of a 26-year-old software salesman was escaping him at the moment, not to mention that sports betting was illegal everywhere outside Nevada. Although it required both money and expertise, neither of which Dave Portnoy had at the moment, starting a newspaper in the early 2000s wasn't actually that crazy of an idea. The Internet had yet to eviscerate the print medium. Only about 60% of U.S. adults were online. Despite a decline in total circulation numbers, the newspaper industry at that time was still big business. Boston in particular was a well-read market, ranking in the top 5 nationally in total newspaper readership among adults. The Boston Globe and the Boston Herald comprised the duopoly that ruled the city's print media. They were the big boys. Both began in the mid-1800s, which meant they had a small head start on Portnoy, and when it came to sports coverage, an area to which Dave would devote the majority of his new venture, they dominated. Sports writers from the Globe and the Herald, who covered the city's famous athletes at the time, were celebrities in their own right. Ron Borges, Bob Ryan, Jackie McMullen, Michael Holley, Nick Carfado, Dan Shaughnessy, Dave Wedge. They were granted access to the town deities. I don't think I have time to explain how passionate the citizens of Boston are about the Red Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and Bruins, and this made these writers household names. Unfortunately for Boston fans at the time, all of their teams stunk, and they had for a while. For almost 2 decades, there was a citywide championship drought that prefaced the early 2000s. The Celtics hadn't won a title since 1986,